Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brittany with Empurrium. Today we're going to make a clear clematis. This pattern is from Blue Calla and it is a free pattern. It is not written to be clear, but we're going to make it clear. I did get inspiration for making this from my friend Leslie from Jolie Lee Creations. She did a live with Calla from Size Swag Bags and they made them. I did mine slightly different. You can do it so that the clear doesn't go all the way to the bottom, but I just put my accent piece over it. I kind of like how you can still see the print under it. The hardest part of making this was getting the zipper to curve with like staying on the tape. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I really like this jelly vinyl strap. So this clear vinyl is from Sister Don't Kill My Vibe. This jelly I had got from Weft and Warp Co. She is no longer selling it. And then all my hardware is from Mormino. So I hope you enjoy. It's a pretty quick make, super quick to cut out. I think I'm stuck on clear vinyl because I don't have to interface it. So nice. Anyways, I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you make one. Have a great day. Okay, so cutting out a clear clematis. I have my templates, sorry for being so noisy, that I got from that template shop. And this is a free pattern. So I'm not going to be using the inside slip pocket. Free pattern, but I had to pay for the templates. This bottom accent piece we're going to do in our jelly. We're not going to use this top piece, and then we're going to use the main piece, and then we'll make our zipper accent pieces and our wrist strap. So from our main clear print, I'm going to cut 2 of the lining sleeve piece. I'm gonna see if I can, okay, if I set this accent on top of here, I can kind of see what exactly will be showing after the jelly goes on. So I guess Jack's gonna be peeking up. That works, that's fine. I also don't want to waste too much of my clear, so I'm gonna mark with a pen as best I can these pleats or darts or whatever we call them. I can never remember. And then I'm going to use my rotary cutter to cut this out. Alright, this one loosens all the time. Let's see if that cut out everywhere. Nope. Alright. And then I like to just start these pieces and then I trim them off with scissors. Nice thing about clear vinyl is the templates stick to it, so you don't really have to worry about your template shifting. Okay. There's our first piece. And then one more. Guess I'll go up a little this time. Trying not to waste too much vinyl, but I want to show the print off. You could, for the wrist strap, you can use your print or your accent. I think that doing it with the clear would be cool, but it's gonna end up being like multi layers overlapped, and it might like, I just threw my rotary cutter. It might end up looking kind of like, I guess I'd say muddy with 4 layers of the print overlapped. So anyways, that's why I'm going to use the jelly vinyl. Alright, so there's those 2 pieces. We can put our clear to the side. Okay, sorry for the noise. Alright, so the jelly vinyl, I'm going to cut my strap first. I'm going to go ahead and square this up. And then I honestly can't remember if the pattern tells you to make a 3/4 inch wide strap or not, but that's what I'm going to do. And I like making my ear straps about 14 inches wide. So 3 inches by 14 inches will give us a nice 3/4 inch strap once we fold it. And I'm also going to do a 3 inch by almost, we'll say 2.5. Oh, 3 inches by 2.5 for a D-ring connector. That's all we really need. Okay, now we need our bottom accent pieces. We're gonna have 2 of these. Let's see here. I have like a pen mark. Oh, there we go. I can work around it. Okay, so my little accents. I think that I shifted a little bit. So when I watched someone else make this, they just put it down and sewed it, and then they cut those darts afterwards. So I might just do that. Sorry if my arm's in the way. Okay. So we have those. And now we need little zipper accents. So I'm just going to measure the top of this. It's about 10.5 inches. So I'm going to cut 2 11-inch by 1/2 inch pieces. So first I'm going to cut a, let's see here, 11 by 1 inch piece, and then I'll just cut that down. So So there's our zipper accent pieces, our bottom accents, so these will go onto here on both sides. And then our D-ring tab and a wristlet piece. And that's all you have to cut out. Okay, so the sewing part of the clear clematis. I watched my friend Leslie sew with Calla from Calla Swag Bags. They made this live. I guess I cut it out a little different, but you know what? It's however you want to do it. So for my zipper, I'm going to cut it so it's about 3/4 of an inch shorter on each side, and I'm going to put a tab on both. I didn't grab the tool. Okay, thankfully they're so close. The thing with these clear bags is the pattern's not written that way, so you can kind of change it like however you need to. And then unless there's like a full tutorial for them, you kind of just have to wing it. So hopefully I like the way I did this. I think Leslie cut her top piece to the top part. And I can't remember if I said in the cutting video that you can do that because it's been a couple days. But so mine, the print's gonna show through down here, but I think it's gonna be cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the zipper tabs on first. And you can use as much or as little tape as you want making this. I'm not big on using tape. So what I did also is I just cut a 1-inch strip that would be long enough for both tabs, and then this is how I like to do them. And then trim this off and make sure, yeah, I think that's gonna be a good size. Okay, what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to take and sew on the bottom accents. Just gonna clip them on a little bit. So this stitching is going to show for everything. So you'll want to be mindful of that and make it prettier. Also, I'm going to do all of my stitching on this bag at about a 4.5 for my stitch length. And then the stitching is all just to baste it together. And I'm also, so I only cut the little triangles out of my clear vinyl. So I'm going to cut now so that they match up. My trash can is like way over there. Okay. And I'm going to do that on the other side. And for seam allowance, I honestly can't remember what it is in the pattern, but for this, I'm just gonna do 1/4 of an inch for everything. Okay. So I need to decide what I'm gonna do for a name tag on here. If I would have thought about it ahead of time, I could have put a metal one in between these. But I think I'm just gonna put a cork tag on. Okay, and then keeping in mind that this can be up a little, I'm going to try to center this to the best of my abilities. Let's see. I think about right there will look good once it's folded. Maybe up a little bit more, actually. Okay. Then I'm going to stitch this on. When I do these nameplates on clear, I like to just backstitch and then singe the threads. Whereas when I'm putting them into a full bag, I will tie off the strings on the back. And that way I don't have the excess strings where you can get to them on the bag. It's looking cute already. Okay, I'm gonna make my strap and D-ring connector next. So for the D-ring connector, I'm just gonna do a double fold in, and since the way this jelly vinyl works, I can just make some creases, and then I'm just gonna stitch down both sides. Okay, so there's my D-ring. Put a clip on that for a minute. And then same thing with the strap. And then when I'm making this pattern with a fabric wristlet strap, I will fold the ends in and make it a continuous loop, but with the vinyl, I am not. I'll probably rivet this one, I think. I'll know in a second when I make up my mind. Okay. Just throw it. So you're going to put your hardware on. And then what I'm going to do is I like to fold that up right there and fold right here. And then you could stitch, or I'm going to put a rivet in there really quick. And I think the rivets are right here. Yep. Okay, I'm going to punch a hole first. And I'm sorry it's not on camera. Okay. So I have a hole. Gonna pop. If my fingers will work. Going to push through all of that. Sorry, probably off camera. Put the back on. And then I'm gonna set that really quick. Alright, so there is my wrist strap. I kind of really like this with the jelly vinyl, excuse me. Okay, so I'm gonna find my centers, and I'm not gonna do the pleats yet because I want it to be more manageable to work with. But I'm just gonna put a teeny tiny notch where my centers are. And a tiny little mark on my zipper center. Okay, so I am going to use some tape here. So on these long pieces, I'm going to try to put the tape on straight. I'm at the end of this roll, and it's getting kind of funky. Okay. Did I put it on the right side? Yes. Okay. There's just a barely noticeable difference in sides of this jelly vinyl. Okay. And then, let's see here. Okay, so it goes fabric, or clear, zipper, accent. So I will put some tape on the back of my zipper. So we definitely want to try to make this as straight as possible when we put it on. So this is my front. I like my zipper to go this way. So okay. Center and center. I just found my little mark I made. Maybe I need to do it upside down. The hard part is there's a curve to this bag. So I'm trying to keep it lined up with the curve. Okay, and then that should be equal. And what you could do too is you could open your zipper up so that it bends more. And then I'm going to take another one, or I'm going to take one of these, and then starting in the center, I'm going to go about halfway over my zipper. And it's got a tiny bump. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew a line on both sides of the orange accent piece. And then this is to keep both sides down. That's cute. Okay. And then I'm going to trim this so that it's equal with everything. I guess I went up a little on that one. Okay. It's a learning curve. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So I need to match the center snip on that center there. And then tape it down. So I'm going about 1/4 of an inch in. I will say this is slightly awkward to work with. I just can't decide if like top view or bottom view is better. And it kind of wants to come off too. Yep. It's okay. Got this. Okay. Maybe if I clip this side down. There. Now it's on there. You could try like bending it to the natural curve too. That might work. I had such like an exhausting weekend and stuff that I almost was like, I don't think I'm gonna actually record this video, and I almost just made it without recording it. But then I was like, I don't want to give up on it because I knew I'd probably fumble with it just like this. So the first side was definitely easier, and I don't know if maybe my tape just isn't sticking the greatest right here. Try to press it down some more, but okay, I'm gonna put a clip here. I think otherwise it's good. So I'm gonna start on the side that'll hold everything together first. Make sure that the other piece is out of the way. Now this side came off kind of, but that's okay because I'm gonna stretch it into place. You could also do this without this accent piece. I haven't done it on a clear bag yet, and I was like, well, everyone keeps doing that, I want to try it. It was a little awkward, but look, it's on there. Okay. And I think everything is good. I think I might have missed that right there, but it's still on, so I think it's actually okay. Like, the tape is sewn together. That's not going anywhere. So, alright, so now we need to do our little darts. So we're going to clip them right sides together. And then we're just going to sew them. I'm going to do not quite 1/4 of an inch, but just a touch more than 1/8 of an inch. So, like, that's how far I went in. And then now I'm going to check and see if I have like threads just kind of hanging over. Just give them a little singe. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to match up pleats, and I like to butterfly them, I think is what it's called. So I'll have one go one way and one go the other to reduce bulk. It doesn't matter which way is which, but you definitely want these to match up, and you want your ends to match up, and you want the accent pieces to match up. If you can't make everything match up completely, it's not the end of the world, but you definitely want to do your best. Okay, so these don't match up the greatest, but that's on me because I didn't line up the one accent. It's not bad, but it's not perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna sew all the way around. I'm gonna do 1/4 of an inch because I don't like much of a overhang when I flip the bag, and I don't want to trim it down either. Okay. Okay. Any of my threads hanging over, I'm just gonna give them a quick seal. I forgot to put the D-ring tab in. Okay, so this should have gone in here. Should have. Let's see here. This might be, that works. You could do this. I'm gonna be good, and I'm going to open this seam right here and add it though. Okay, so what do we learn? Look on your table and make sure that all the parts of the bag are in the bag, right? Okay, so anyways, just gonna make a spot big enough for that and push that on in there. Then I'm gonna make sure I backstitch here and here because I flipped those threads. Stinks that I messed that up while doing a clear bag because you can see the extra stitches. I also like to give a little backstitch over the connector, but hey, it's okay. I don't think anyone will actually know. Well, everyone who watches this video will. Alright, seal these. And then we're going to trim this off because we don't need all of that. Now we can turn it. I keep saying, I don't think it would belong on my channel if I made it perfectly. Oh. You can almost always fix something. Okay, so the double layer of jelly and clear is a little bit more difficult to poke out. So you could use a hairdryer or like a heat gun and just warm this up and it bends easier. But I don't have either over here. Come on. Just gonna kind of play with that to pop it into place. And then right here, like that, I see a thread. It's really cute. Alright, so this will clip here where I intended it to clip. Not bad. It wasn't, I mean, putting this part on because of the curve and the zipper tabs was mildly challenging, but not bad. I think I had intended for this to be the front. Maybe not. I don't know. I like that you can see it through here, but it still is like an accent. Awesome. Well, hopefully you enjoyed a quick little tutorial, something new. I know I've been doing a lot of clear vinyl. I hope you enjoy. Have a great day.